I have a trusty little list. This is my movie list. I go into the schools. Most likely, we're going to deal with middle school or high school, where I'm going to talk about how the world at large is being desensitized by what we take in through our senses. So, any single person, whether you're down with Jesus or not, you were made in the image of Christ. Therefore, your spiritual senses are already on. We can dumb them down through substances, ignorance, trauma, all kinds of life problems. But generally, we can walk into the room and either sense, feel, or know what's going down. If you're in a grocery store line and you feel somebody staring at you, you turn around, lo and behold, they're staring at you. That's God talking to you. A lot of the things that we do with piercing, tattoo, and dream interpretation have everything to do with tapping into the natural way that God speaks to his people. And in this day and age, so many people are looking for spiritual truth that they're just drinking up everything. They're just throwing it right down the hatch. And they're just like, oh, New Age is kind of cool. We go and we sweat it out in teepee huts. And, hey, we get some acupuncture. But you know what? I got in touch with my inner child. No, you didn't. Just saying. The only way you're going to get in any touch with yourself is if you stop and listen. And half of our world does not know how to do that. It's agenda that people don't know how to do that right now. It's made through our movies. And I'm going to point out just a snippet. I'm going to go through my list, but I'm going to type them up at the same time so you can take your own notes. And I'm going to show you how the day and age in which we live, for such a time as this, is so prophetic. It's so phenomenal because it ultimately is pointing all of us to the directions of our dreams. And you have these new shows that are cropping up, like I'll address this in the future once I see an episode or two. Are you dreaming your dream? Or are you dreaming somebody else's dream? Okay, deja vu's been around for a long time. We got a movie about it, pretty legit, with Denzel Washington. Got to give it to him. But really? I know people that are dealing with like prophetic type mindsets. They literally have the healing and anointing gift to go out and lay hands on other people. I know friends that are raising the dead in Mozambique, Africa. Children are being healed of AIDS. I've seen people, as I touch them, walk out of wheelchairs. Do you think I'm going to dumb it down to something as if I need someone else to interpret what God's saying to me? I think that would make me an idiot. I'm just saying. And I know I'm not an idiot. In fact, one thing that trauma will do to you, and one thing that problems will do to you, abandonment, being rejected in the womb, not being wanted. Oh, dang, I'm pregnant. And then that, boom, baby comes out, and suddenly mama makes that child the problem. And I got to get with baby daddy over here because I need his love and or what he can support me with. And the child becomes the problem. I've been in crisis mode, people. I go into people's homes and I've removed the children from them. Do you think I would ever bow down to a lesser entity, a lesser spirit of this world? Hell to the no. It's not going to happen. And my point is, our movies are pointing to the day and age that we live in. So many people are crying out, have we ever seen the movie Precious? Really? I mean, I'm talking to my students here. They know I love them. I may be white girl from the north, but I still am on your side. I actually give a rip about you. So I'm going to say, Precious, that movie is accurate for a lot of our teenagers at this time. And if you don't know that, watch a movie. Watching movies are fun. Okay, here we go. We're going to start at the top. This is only a snippet because I keep it going and I've got commentary on everything. I'm going to start a podcast here soon and we'll just be able to like chalk it up and talk all day long. A Good Lie. The Good Shepherd. Edgar Hoover, High Crimes, Sleepers, Eagle Eye, McFarland, Finding Forrester, one of my faves, Braveheart. Come on, people. Who do you think that is? It's Jesus in the flesh. He's our warrior. Dallas Buyers Club, big advocate for people who are going to need it, coming up quickly. The Help. Hello, you want to talk racial stuff? Really? Keep it at The Help, people. That's where it's appropriated. Hunger Games. Can I just say, I want to make this real quick. When I get a phone call from somebody in Maryland, it literally says what district. District 1 through 12, baby. How is that not prophetic? Are you for real? Do you not see the sign of the times in our little tracking devices here? I'm telling you, Hunger Games is a big one. Don't you think your boss is really going to be working on your behalf when really they're setting up an alliance behind the scene with Survivor and all those other television shows? Okay. Insurgent. Everybody loves Insurgent. Why? Because there's going to be one person. You got to pay attention to the females that are rising to the top at this time also. That gives way to the Jezebel spirit. I mean, people don't even know what that is, but they want to call both man and woman that. I get it. I understand. That's religion. Anyway, all the way. Manchurian Candidate. The Kingsman. The Kingsman, I have to say, was really good until the end. Totally grossed out by the way they ended that movie. Completely inappropriate for anyone under the age of 18 as far as I'm concerned. But then again, I have a protective spirit. The Legend of Bangor Vance. Now anybody can watch that. Good old Will Smith. 7 Days in Utopia. Of course, that's a very phenomenal movie. It's got some poignant verses in there. Unbroken. Hey, in the day and age where everybody wants to kill each other and beat each other up or prove who's really powerful, honey, you are not powerful if you're going to cuss a slinging smut statement of cuss words. Anybody can say F. Anybody can say SHIT. Around here in the South, they use the N word as if it's like, tribal. I don't get it. If I said it, someone would hold like scissors to my jugular. But I'm just saying, conscious rap exists. People are actually rapping out there without the niggas, the pimps, and the hoes, and the bitches. Right? I mean, I'm not doing anything but stating the obvious. So when are we going to rise up to the occasion and be like, that's kind of derogatory. I don't see you as that. Why is that okay with you? Okay, let's look at that again. Unbroken is a big one. Please, people, let's watch Unbroken. Spotlight, very nice. Antoine Fisher, it's really good. See, I could take these into the Chatham schools because my kids will listen to this. Concussion, there we go, another Will Smith. We have The Departed, that's a good one. Runaway Jury, oldie but a goodie. The Equalizer, again Denzel, what can we say? The Intern, and then Gridiron Gang. I'm just telling you, that movie is phenomenal. That's with The Rock. You want to talk about really getting to the legitimate undergirding of what our problem is today? Do you actually think that by setting a curfew and having the powers that be protect you from yourselves and your peers, by 10 o'clock you have to be in because, we just had some natural disaster? So we're doing it for your protection because somebody could be looting. Somebody could be busting down the walls and stealing. Okay, that's on them. I am not responsible for the ignorant. I'm not responsible for the criminal mind. I'm responsible for Angie. You are responsible for you. Don't be lying to me and insulting my intelligence and saying that you're putting on a curfew so that all of us can be home tucked away secure. But you're tossing out some free ADT security systems without charge. Come on now. Why? So you can bang down my door when you know I don't have any guns to back myself up with? I mean, let's just say, people, if you aren't sure of where your safety is, if you have no security, look to some of the movies of our time. The movies of our time are depicting a reality that has been prophetic since the 80s. And I'm older. I can say that. I mean, I can look back on some things and be like, oh my goodness, the Twin Towers was being blown up in the background in a 1980 movie. How about moonlighting? Bruce Willis started out on TV, but people don't think about this. Why? We're Googling everything and we're not asking the big questions. The big question would be like, would it be okay with you if somehow a robot was standing outside your door and when you walked out past curfew, it scanned you and considered you a non-threat, but put the fear back in you that said, if you continue down the sidewalk, you'll be a threat, therefore a criminal. Are you for real? But yet, our movies have always foreshadowed what possibly could come to pass. Just because somebody, when they were directing a film, had some kind of way to kind of zing it back, to distort the Bible, but all they did was completely legitimize the Bible. And the Bible ultimately says, dude, you best know that daddy loves you. He ain't out to squash you like a bug. He ain't out to get you. He simply wants you to be wise, not desensitized, not so used to the walking dead and killing that you think it's normal that everybody goes into mass hysteria when you have to evacuate for a hurricane. Baloney. That's full of malarkey. The reality is you can speak to any storm in your life. You can speak to any situation. You can be motivated and inspired and become passionate by what things have done before you, what have happened before you, the people that have gone before you, and you can pick those things back up, call on to them, breathe life onto those dry bones, and make something happen. These are the good days to be living in, people. Watch a movie here and there.